Okay, hi everyone. Just gonna try and start this thing up and do a short hop over to Southampton. I don't know what the performance is going to be like while I'm streaming, so let's just find out. The TBM takes a lot of FPS anyway. So let's get started. Just close the door. Don't want that there. Lock her up. And let's look at the payload manager. So there we go. Let's take the red flag items off. Take the chocks off. And off we go. Right, so we're currently at Shoreham. Actually, I'll just show you this. Worth going over there to have a look. This is Shoreham Airport. It's like got an Art Deco working clock up here, so that's quite cool. It's quite cool. Okay, let's get back inside. Right, so let's just fire up the avionics. Come on, come on, come on. Takes as long to boot up as my old laptop. Okay, and there we go. Right. Now then, I'm going to look occasionally at comments. Switch those caution lights off. But the first thing we've got to do is load.
Oral warning, okay.
Yeah, good. I've got a load of flight planning, and I hate this bit in VR because it takes ages to. So flight plan, and then twizzle that one. Ah, there's the flight catalogue. Now we don't want it on that one, we want it on the one before. Oops. Shoreham to Southampton. Enter. Right, so we're going to fly out to sea. This is following.
System test. Okay.
Good. This is following some of the low flight lines. Dink. There we go. And then sort of fly over these little bays here, go in through the inlet and land back at Southampton. But that last bit's a bit of a wiggle. I'm going to test out the autopilot on the way, and we'll see how we get on. Okay. So let's just click back on where we are. Right, we're currently on the apron. We've got to go, actually, bit of lag, actually got to go back out behind us. And then along there, there's the runway over there. I'm going to take off out to sea. I'll just show you that in the chart. So here we are. We've got to go back behind us. Never been that way actually, so we'll see. Hopefully get to runway 20 and then take off from there. Okay, so let's run this thing up. Oh, everything's checking out good. What's my trims doing? Perhaps elevation could go down a bit. Oops. Flaps are where they need to be for the moment. Rudder's off to the left to counter the torque. Fuel's balanced. Electric's looking good. And okay, everything else switches where they need to be. Everything off for the minute apart from ignition, which is on auto. Okay, let's fire this thing up. 1, 2, and hit the timer. So we should get up to about 13 and stick into low idle. Now we want 30 and 30, so here we're on the timer. See the NG come up to 30 within 30 seconds. That's great. And up she goes. Stabilize at 50, generator on. Helps, should have had that on first to be fair. First mistake. Fuel select auto, pitot heat on. And inertial separator on. Should do that when we get to the taxiway, but I like to do it now. Bleed air, aircon, pressure is already on auto, and there we are. So we're up and running. We'll just wait for that. Inertial separator to finalise it, slowly moving to place to keep the bits out of the engine. Okay, let's have a look, see if there's anything. Okay. Right. Okay, I've just put it up on screen to... I'm getting a little bit of feedback. How do we turn that sound off? There we go. Okay, good. So, let's start taxiing. We just put this down in the taxi range on the throttle, so we have to actually hit the thrust reverser button. I'm not putting my landing field elevation in or any of that stuff. Not quite sure with all that yet. But we can see that the aux boost pump is on, inertial separator's on, so that's confirmed. And now off we go. Release the parking brake. There we are. And we want to just immediately turn round here. Let's keep this throttle down. You pull it all the way back, you start reversing. There we go. Alright. Welcome to sunny Shoreham on the south coast of the UK. And we just stop here and do our run-up checks. Parking brake on. Okay, so we'll have flaps to takeoff position. Fuel pump can go to auto now. Should have had our taxi lights on already. That's not using a checklist doing that. Everything else is looking good. Oil temperature, oil pressure is in the green. Okay, and we're ready to go. So let's release that parking brake and slowly get around to that runway 20. When we're in flight, I'll put the headphones on. Assume ATC has given us clearance at this point. Oh, too much rudder. I've got T-flight rudder pedals and they're very sensitive, even though I've adjusted the sensitivity and the curve and all that stuff. There we are. So ahead of us we've got the South Downs, so hills at the south of England. Don't know what that big building is over there, looks like a cathedral, maybe. Right, just to ease the load on my GPU, I'm just going to pause it right there and just take the... There we go. I know it's not going to look as pretty, but it might be better with the FPS. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Absolutely love the hot start TBM, as everyone does. Just feathering that down a bit. of the things you're supposed to do in the run-up checklist is actually feather the engine twice to make sure it does feather and come back up again okay. And I'm going to take that as read if that's okay. Okay. This taxi wrench here is kind of sensitive. It clicks through a gate. But here we are arriving at runway 20, ready for takeoff. Okay, just park and brake on for a moment. Circle view.
Circle view.
Nice. There she is. Okay. Beautiful day. Forward view.
Look forward.
Right then. If everything looks good to me, anyone think of anything I've forgotten? I think everything's fine. It probably is, there always is. Let's just bring that throttle up, release the parking brake. Careful on the rudder, careful not to over torque the engine. And gently pull back and rotate. Gear up.
Landing gear going up.
Okay, we can get rid of Habitat now. Right, so we've got something programmed into the VNav. Let's let the autopilot do the work. There we are. In bank mode. Oh, that's interesting. Autopilot hasn't engaged. I'm doing that. And let's see. Oh, I think it's taken over now. That's fine. I think it's because it's heading straight towards Bognor. And we want to just reduce that altitude a little bit. Climb's getting a bit high. Check the torque, check the pressures. Flaps into cruise mode. Inertial separator off. Make sure there's enough headroom on the torque, which will go up after you turn the inertial separator off. You can see that climbing slightly. Autopilot's working. Let's put the headphones on. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to have a look. Liam Gundy regarding FPS. No, I need an upgrade. I've got VM Twik VR running in the background to reduce over torquing. Let's just bring that back. That's because of the inertial separator going off. There we go. Got to keep an eye on that. Let's select an altitude first. I think about 7,000 feet. There we are. Right, we should do a nice little turn all the way around here. Let's look out the window while this is happening. Yeah, I need an upgrade. I've got to keep all the level of detail down, otherwise the FPS tanks. But you know, that's okay. Turning bank mode off so you can get around a bit more quickly. There we are. Sorry, passengers. Now down there is some turbines in the sea, which is off the coast of quite a bit of the UK. There's some in Skegness as well. Not that you ever want to visit there. Now you can see the coastline in the distance up there. Okay. So she's on track. She's just gonna... Autopilot's gonna bring us back into line. Let's have a look around. Circle view.
Circle view.
Forward view. Forward view.
Look forward.
That's better. She's got to do what I say. Just using plane commander. So we'll begin our descent at Tel 2. GPU I'm using, Peter, is a GTX 1080. Not overclocked, just stock. But that's not the limiting factor here. It's the fact that I've only got an Ivy Bridge generation CPU, the i7, unfortunately. However, these flights out of sea mean there's not a lot of detail that way, even if there's detail that way, so it does help FPS on streamed flights. Now, what have I forgotten? Inertial separator is fine. Monitoring torque, monitoring oil and temperature and pressure. We're on the beam. Everything's good. So I'm going to start. We're riding at the moment at 4,600 feet, and I think if we put the altitude down to 3,000 and then set a descent towards that. There we go. That's comfortable. That over there should be the Isle of Wight, that landmass in the distance, which you can see just here. That is that landmass there, right on the horizon. So we're descending to 3,000. Circle view.
Circle view.
See the auto gen is a bit bitty from up here. Forward view. Oh, texture loading. Got a little bit of lag there. Sorry guys, it will go in a minute. There we go. Have you tried Vivid Water? No, haven't got any add-ons at the minute because I've got not exactly a potato PC, but not a strong one. So you can see I get texture loading lag. There it goes. That'll clear up in a moment. There it is. Right, we're descending to 3000. Everything's in the green. I think we'll even take it down to 2. Oh, take it down to 2000 for the next bit. So let's just put our bead down at 2000. Click that off and take this into a steady descent. And it will correct back to level flight when it gets there, you see. Clever little thing. There we are. Should activate the next leg as it goes by. Oh, nice. Nice little bank there. So we're crossing these little inlets and bays here. Before our upgrade, we'll see how Vulkan helps, but I don't expect it to help that much with things like polygonal processing of the houses and autogen. So we'll see. It's True Earth, Peter. Yeah, good old True Earth. I've tried Ortho, it looks washed out in comparison in some areas. In other areas you get sharp colour changes, it's a lot of work to sort that out yourself, so I think True Earth is great investment. I love being able to see the details under the water as well, that's great. Something to do with masking, that is, and I've never worked out in Ortho for XP. Oops, put that there. Chase view. Oh, over talking. Let's just bring that back. Chase view.
Speed hold on.
No, that's not what I said. Do you know what? The voice recognition on plane command isn't always that great. Let's try that again. Chase view.
Speed hold on.
Circle view.
Circle view.
She likes that one. Forward view.
Look forward.
Maybe chase view isn't a command. I'll have to check that out later. Okay, let's start to slow our speed down. Just going to bring this down to 30. Yeah. I'm not going to try and connect to the ILS, I'm just going to VFR this baby in when we get close by, if I can. I'll probably crash into the trees that cover the front of the runway, but we'll see. Nifla. I'd like to lose a little bit more height. Set that at 15. And then take out off. And just give us a little bit of descent. (162.5 knots). Been flying for 10 minutes. She's slowly coming down to 1500. Okay, so we're going to just start flying into this inlet, but we're going to actually fly along the coast a little bit and turn at this second sub-inlet. Landing field elevation is pretty similar to the Shoreham, so I haven't bothered changing any of that. On our left, there's the Isle of Wight. Everyone wave. So autopilot about to make the last turn. Flying at 1500 feet, 160 knots. Oh, that still gets me in VR. Absolutely love that. So we're just going to use the autopilot to get to the opposite shore. On the right hand side of the inlet, on the east side of the inlet. I'll fly along that east side of the inlet to that second inlet and then turn inland, hoping to find the runway. Sort of faces directly into the inlet at that dog leg. Who else finds spotting runways difficult? Hands up. Okay. Let's bring it down to 1,000 feet using the autopilot as well. Oop. Try that again. There we go. Okay, hands on the yoke. Reduced down to 15 on our torque. Coming down to 1,000 feet. No idea what the altitude restrictions are around here. And we're going to switch autopilot off. Gentle bank. Watching that altitude, watching that speed. That's it. Nice. So here we are, we're going along that coastline, as I said. When we make that final turn to the right in a moment, we'll drop the gear. Now then, inertial separator on, ready for landing. Landing lights on. Inertial separator will take some of my torque away, so I've got to watch out for my speed. It's going to give it a little bit more to accommodate the drop in torque. That's saying I've gone under my target height, target altitude. That's fine, I've got an eye on it. Inertial separator will come up on the center panel in a moment when it's fully activated. Keep the gravel out the engine. There it is. Turn the caution light off. And we'll just do a little less turn here. Gear down.
L nav on.
That's not what I said. Playing command, playing up. Okay.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Yes, I know. Flaps to landing position. Watching that speed. I see the runway. Let's just drop this down a little bit. I want to go in about 90 knots. Dropping speed a little too much here, and we're a bit high. Let's just lose some of that height. Can't see the pappy yet. Doing 90 knots as we go in is about optimal. We're at 93 at the minute. Height 600 feet. Oh, a little bit of turbulence as we're coming in.
500.
Drop the throttle a little, just a fraction. Let's go over this road. Interesting, the Autogen's put some trees in the road there. And I think as soon as we've cleared the road, we can drop the throttle. Okay, throttle down. Get ready on the reversers. Center line. Blur. Little bit of ground effect here. There. And we're down. thrust reversers. Brake. Let's get back on that centre line. And there we are. Missed the first taxi where we go to the end. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to bring that to a stop here. No, sod it, we'll go to the end. Bring those flaps back up. Okay. I'm going to stop the stream here. Parking brake engaged. Okay. Made it. Can't wait for Vulcan or a new PC, whichever comes first. In case my wife's listening. Right, thanks for watching, everybody. That's about it. I'll call it a night. Let's find my stream. There we go. Thank you, chaps. Have a good one. Fly safe.